Now that we're in the month of April, it's going to be a very rainy month. Great month to sit down and watch some movies on Netflix. Lucky for you, they are bringing a whole new lineup, and I'm here to tell you what are the top 10 movies Netflix has to offer. Number 10 on my list is going to have to be Scarface. Scarface is about two friends coming over from Cuba, two immigrants trying to make it in the American dream. Having doing so, there's a lot of bloodshed and violence, which who does not love? Most notably, our protagonist, Tony Montana, was played by Al Pacino back in the 1970s, one of his most iconic roles. If you're looking to go on a great adventure, seeing what the American dream is really about and what people are doing to try and achieve that, Scarface is the movie for you. Also, if you like a lot of bloodshed and violence. One of the things that Netflix has been doing really well over the years have been their documentaries, which I'm a huge fan of. So bringing number 9 on my list is going to be Flint Town. Flint Town is a documentary that dives deep into the city of Flint, a city that has seen a lot over the years. This documentary follows a community that is trying very hard to get rid of crime off their streets and also fix a lot of problems like the most recent water problem. Does this community justice, showing exactly how proud and hardworking those citizens of Flint, Michigan really are. Number 8 on my list is going to have to be The Force. Over the past few years, we've had a big division between the citizens and its police force. It shows how the community has a lack of trust in the police and how the police are going through their own problems, trying to work with the community to try and make it a safer, better place to live. Number 7 on the list. It's gonna have to be none other than The Punisher. I know you all have been waiting for this one. Following the brutal murders of his family, he seeks revenge and also just wipe out all the crime in the city. The Punisher, similar to Daredevil, is gonna have some of the best action scenes I've seen in a while, which is very rare to see in today's movies. And that's another thing that Netflix has been doing really well, is gonna be their superhero movies. Keeping the camera effects without it shaking and seeing every bit of action and every bit of emotion in his face brings this to number 7. Number 6, similar to The Punisher, it's going to have to be Daredevil, which once again, I'm going to have to talk about the action in these. I'm kind of hoping that Netflix might take on the DC franchise and just let them do their thing with it. It seems like they really have a good grasp on these superhero movies. One thing that really attracts me to Daredevil is going to be similar to The Punisher. It's going to be how well their scenes are placed together. Keeping this camera steady and having some of the best action scenes I've seen in a very long time, particularly of all these scenes. Keeping the camera at a wide angle view, seeing every bit of action makes this all the more pleasant. You get to see every bit of action, keeping you entertained for hours. If you're looking to binge watch a show, go and check this one out if you haven't already. Number 5, the movie 7. 7 follows in the footsteps of a serial killer that kills based off the 7 deadly sins. It's up to new detective Mills and retiring detective Somerset to track this killer down. 7 is directed by David Fincher, who did such movies like Fight Club. One thing that I love about Fincher is his way of using the camera. He's very good at telling a story visually rather than explaining what's going on, always keeping something in the dark for you to find out later in the movie. While watching 7, we also followed the friendship and the relationship that these two detectives begin to blossom. As they start off as two polar opposites, they develop something of a stronger bond. Number 4 on the list is going to have to be Reservoir Dogs. Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorite directors who also directed this movie. It actually is being one of his first movies that he directed. One thing that makes this movie stand out is how it is basically filmed in only one location, in one warehouse. Living up to Tarantino's reputation of having some of the best dialogue in cinema, and also all the gore and violence, brings this movie to number 4. I know what a lot of you are going to probably be thinking is, why is this not number 1? And I'll tell you why in a minute. But number 3 on our list is going to have to be Stranger Things. I honestly don't think there's anybody who has not watched Stranger Things by now. Stranger Things is nostalgia. It brings you back to the 80s, a simpler time. Stranger Things follows a group of friends trying to save another one from what they call the Upside Down, another realm in another dimension. It's a great story about friendship and what friends will do to save another. And also the 80s. I mean, who didn't love the 80s? Stranger Things uses really good special effects. Stranger Things uses some great special effects and also CGI incorporated into the show. Also, I like the color scheme of it. The acting is phenomenal, and the story will have you hooked for hours. Binge watching the show is should be a high priority of viewers. Number 2, The Prestige. Christopher Nolan is one of our most praised directors of our time. They have not made one single bad movie. Honestly, look it up. There is not one bad movie this guy has made. Using creative storytelling and creative camera work, The Prestige follows two magicians who borderline on obsession to try and defeat each other to be number one. Christopher Nolan uses a very cool technique where the entire movie itself acts as an illusion. If you have not seen The Prestige yet, I highly recommend you watch it on Netflix. Who knows, it might be gone next month. And number 1, The Godfather. Come on, you know this was gonna have to be it. I mean, The Godfather is probably one of the best movies ever made. I don't think there's anybody who has not seen The Godfather yet. It's probably one of the most critically acclaimed movies and probably ranked the number 1 movie ever made. It is taught all over film schools and is a must-see for anyone who is into film. That's it for me. I'm going to try and do one of these videos once a month. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you like these, and I'll see you next time.